Hey guys, I'm Rachel Cruz.
I'm George Camel.
And this is
Smart Money Happy Hour.
Cheers, George.
Cheers.
This is a boozy
That
one.
water tastes different.
That is a boozy one. Well, this is the podcast where two friends who happen to be money experts talk about what you're talking about. Everything from pop culture, current events, and money.
And today we are talking about what they're talking about because they're talking about immortality and longevity and anti-aging and de-aging.
Did you find the fountain of youth, George Camel?
You know, I've been told I look like a spry 24, and I'll take that.
You do look
because I am
young.
not 24.
You do look young.
And what do people say you look like, Rachel?
I think about my age. I feel like I'm pretty spot on.
Okay, we're about
Maybe
the same
younger.
age.
I could go. Maybe.
They have to guess, and you can't Google it. Don't Google it. Well,
We're so youthful.
yeah. Are we paying too much to look younger as a society?
We're about to find out.
Oh boy, we're going to talk about it. But first, let's talk about what we're sipping on, which is a Vesper, which fun fact is Rachel Cruz's drink of choice when she is out
It is.
and about amongst the town and the
In
people.
a nicer restaurant. So if there's like a good bar and there's like a great bartender, they can usually make you a great Vesper because it's kind of a tough drink to make. I'll be honest.
Yeah. I mean, your mileage may vary at your local Chili's if they can whip up a good Vesper.
That's right.
I'm
That's right.
just saying.
So beware is all I'm saying. If you get one and you don't like it, try somewhere else.
Wow, this is a fun one. We're going to give this a rating and review and share the recipe with you at the end of the episode, so stick around if you're interested in that.
Okay. So George, if you knew that your like interior health would never deteriorate,
Okay, so I look like an old man, but I feel great.
but you're feeling
I can do
great,
Pilates
how long
and
would
yoga.
you live?
If I could choose any age, I could live as long as I want, 111. That's
Okay.
where I'd stop.
111 because it's fun.
It's
numbers.
fun. I'm OCD, but think about this. I was born in 89. Spoiler alert. That means I would die in the year 2100. And that just sounds amazing.
Wow, you've done the math and everything.
And I want to throw a giant birthday party because if I know I'm going to die, like this is it.
Sure, for sure.
I want to die on my birthday party with everyone there, no funeral needed.
It's all in one.
Yeah, and at the end of the party,
Love
everyone goes away and I go away too.
Oh my gosh.
There's something beautiful about that.
Oh my gosh.
So that's my hot take. How about you?
I mean, if you're feeling great,
You're going to go full Methuselah?
I mean, like, no, not like 200. But if you're feeling awesome, like, wouldn't it be kind of like bad A to be like, I'm 130 and I'm like climbing stairs and I'm like doing stuff.
Yeah, but at some point people are like, oh, there
That's what
goes...
you went to is climbing stairs. It's a big
There
deal.
goes
You're
Rachel.
130.
It is. I'm not-
You're still
yeah,
climbing
it's
stairs.
I just think it's kind of a lame party trick after a while. Like, oh, there goes Rachel living forever. That's her thing. It's like we're kind of done with it. It's played out at that point. So I think
Living
111
again.
is a flex. Like 111 is like, dang.
Yeah, for sure.
Beyond that, your time
I
is
know.
come and gone.
I hear you.
Move
I'm
along.
with you. I'm with you.
You're no good to society.
What? That's not true.
I'm just kidding. If you're 111 watching this, by the way, that's amazing that you can even click on a YouTube video.
I know.
I'm just impressed.
Oh my gosh. So apparently there's like a whole new industry that's researching all the technology, the pharmaceutical supplements, and all of this to be adding healthy years to the average lifespan.
Keyword health. So this is from TechCrunch. The quote, Healthspan is the new lifespan.
Okay, so
Slightly different.
yeah. So instead of the external, it's a lot of focus of internal, which I think is great, right?
I think that's wonderful. So health span is the number of years you live without disease, that you're actually in good health.
Yep.
Because if you live to 90, but the last 20 are just brutal because you're just having a lot of health issues,
Yeah.
that's not a great quality of life.
That's right. Yeah. So having that quality of life internally is big. Is it Benjamin Button vibes? Did you ever see
Benjamin
that?
Button.
Did you ever see that movie?
I did back in the day.
It was a little confused. It was hard
Yeah,
for
so
me
if
to
you haven't
like
seen
wrap
The
my mind
Curious
around.
Case of Benjamin Button, he ages in reverse. So he starts out as a baby who looks like an old man. Then as he gets older, he actually gets
Younger. Turns
younger.
into Brad Pitt when he's like 80 something, right?
But then he's like romantically involved with this woman and they're like passing each other. And so
That's right. She's getting old. He's getting younger. Yeah,
it's actually based on an F. Scott Fitzgerald book from the 1920s. Did you know that?
know who that is, George, but cheers.
The Great Gatsby. Ever heard of him?
I do know. I know The Great Gatsby.
It's
Jeez.
fine. Forget it. Forget it. Well, here's the hot take. I want to know if you agree with this. Aging is a disease. Let's find ways to minimize or reverse it. So
No.
that's the mindset. I don't agree with that personally.
I don't either.
I think it's a very toxic take at what
Because
should
it's
be a
gonna
beautiful,
happen.
normal process.
Yeah, yeah. So longevity, again, is similar than this, a little different than the anti-aging industry that we're all used to. Because again, anti-aging is mostly on the external
More aesthetic.
here. Yep. Than what's going on with your biological health. So your biological health or your bio-age describes how your body behaves and feels. So that's what's interesting is I'm like, yeah, because you hear people run tests. I'm going to call Dave Ramsey out on this because he has really bad hearing. His hearing aids.
Oh, yeah.
And he has worn like
30
radio
years of
headphones.
radio
I
and
know. But
speakers
he
and-
went, I mean, this was years ago. And I was probably in high school and he ran all these tests. And I remember they were like, you have the heart of a 50-year-old, but hearing of an 84-year-old.
Oh,
So like
wow.
so they would put an age like to your heart, an age to your ears, all of that. That was the first time I'd ever heard it. I was like, isn't that interesting that they can like go in and do tests and figure out like, yeah, how you're doing internally.
I want to do those tests. I want to see how old all of my senses are.
No. Would you rather feel old internally but look very young? Or would you rather feel great internally but look old externally?
So I'm like, I look like I'm a 20-year-old, best
Yep.
shape of my life, but internally I'm not doing so hot.
No.
Health problems.
Right.
Or be super old,
Or
but
would
like
you rather be like
crushing it.
75 but
Yeah.
have the health of like a 30-year-old?
Whenever I see like old guys and they're like, you know,
For sure.
they're doing great, I'm inspired by that.
I'm really not scared of aging.
No.
Again, this whole episode is around like a whole industry that literally people are paying millions and
Well, it
millions
preys
of
on
dollars.
our insecurities and fears.
But you see older people that are killing it in life, and I'm like, yes. Like that's not a.
I mean, have you seen an out of shape 40-year-old? I don't want to be that. I'd rather be the in shape 60-year-old.
I know. Okay, we're on the same page, George.
right.
We're on the same page.
So, would your answer to the question change if you knew you'd age as gracefully as Martha Stewart, who's 81 and on the cover of Sports Illustrated
Did you
swimsuit
see those
cover?
pictures?
That was wild. And she claims there was very little retouching done.
know, y'all.
What is very little retouching? That's my
I mean,
question.
she's done prison and looks like that.
Well, she claims she didn't get plastic surgery. Do you believe
Y'all,
her?
I don't think so. I don't think you can.
you
look
think she's
81
telling it like it
that.
is?
I don't want to say she's a liar.
Well, you don't end up in
But
prison
I'm
for
saying
telling the
she's
truth,
a liar.
Rachel.
But
I'm just saying.
But that, like, there's no 81-year-old that looks like that.
Well,
She's-
money helps, you know? Mm-hmm. When you have a lot of money, you're less stressed. You don't age as fast. You have access to the best medical care, the best products.
That's yes, that's all true. So
Right.
maybe it is creams, but I'm just like, she looked amazing, and she's 81.
I hope
So,
I'm on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 81.
At 81.
Swimsuit edition.
just looking.
Because right now, I could not be. And so the chances of me getting there 50 years from now, slim.
Of all that, I know. So here's what's crazy though: is skincare. Okay, so this is like the external, right? We're taking care of our skin.
The largest organ of the body.
Thank you, George. Yes.
It's the only fact I know
that's-
about skin.
It has 65 billion views on TikTok with the hashtag skincare. Like, people are obsessed with this. So,
Is there like a whole subculture like
I
called
think
skin
so.
talk? Which is just makes me uncomfortable.
gross.
Yeah, you add
That
talk
was
to
terrible.
anything, like
That was
fin
terrible.
talk for financial
that was
TikTok. Okay.
But
Sorry.
the skincare thing, it's a real industry because people, women specifically, will pay so much for their skincare routine. And you watch people
Yeah.
do their skincare routine now on social, and there's 8 steps. I mean, people, they put a lot of effort, which I'm not saying is bad, but there's a lot of products, a lot of serums, a lot of things that go into stopping the
I
wrinkles.
mean, it's like Dexter's Laboratory.
it's pretty
on a
wild.
woman's vanity
and I was
these
in, I
days.
was in that for a season of my life. I had all the things. And
Well, some
now
of
I'm
these
too
routines
lazy.
are $420. It's insane.
Oh, it's
just for all the
expensive.
products you need.
I know.
And there's a lot of hype around it because of TikTokers and influencers who, by the way, sometimes are paid by these companies
Yes.
to push these products.
to promote it. Yep. Okay. So again,
What's your routine? People are wondering.
you know, I've cut back. I've gone minimalist on this. If I wash my face at night,
Whoa.
I know, y'all. Isn't that terrible? Terrible. I know. I don't even know what it is. Lindsay, you may even know. It's like I got it for a Christmas present, but you don't put water on your face first. You put
the makeup erasers.
Pond's cream?
You put a a thing,
Cleansing balm.
a cleansing balm
No,
on,
no,
I guess, and it takes
okay.
off all the makeup, and then you do
Yes.
water. I do that, and then if I'm real good, I'll do like a pump of like moisturizer or something, and go to bed. I do try to do sunscreen in the mornings. That's one
good.
anti-aging thing. But I really don't have a lot. I mean, I had so many like under eye and a serum and this, and I had so many like droplets, like medicine droppers and like all this
all
stuff.
the retinoids and the vitamin
I did
C's
all of that,
and all
and
that.
I'm out. I'm out.
Okay.
So, how about you?
I'm fairly simple.
Okay.
So I just have a moisturizer in the morning, and that's it.
That's
It's got SPF in it, SPF 30. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm covered there, and that's all I need. And I do have a little beard cream, Rachel, in case you're curious, just to keep it from getting scraggly
Okay.
and you know.
Is that same as
itchy.
beard oil?
Similar,
Okay.
just a cream instead of an oil.
Okay.
But similar concept.
Yeah.
But that's
that's
all I
great.
really do.
But you moisturize. That's
Yeah.
a good.
Do you wash your face?
I use those little like cleansing pads with the Thayer's witch hazel. So I'm not like
witch hazel?
yeah. So I
Share
got that.
Ramsey will be
Okay, so you
proud
have
of
that.
That's it. But I don't.
That's pretty big.
But
Does
I feel like
Jordan
it's
do
bad
stuff
to not
to his face?
wash.
Winston does it.
No, you.
Can I tell you the truth? When I try to wash my face, I'm covered. I'm soaked on the sink. Like the water has run all the way down my arms. I'm like I
like
might
a
as well have taken a
child.
shower.
You're like
I
a
don't. I'm
child.
doing something wrong.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the truth as to why I do that. But that's all it is. That's all it takes. So Rachel, here's the big stat
Okay.
of the day.
Yep.
One survey found that women will spend $225,000 on their appearances across their lifetimes, and a
jeez.
quarter of that going to their faces.
Jeez.
That's the moneymaker. What do you feel like? Is that true? I did the
Feels
math
like a
on
lot,
this.
but over a lifetime. Okay, give me your math breakdown.
Here was my math. I said, okay, 16 years old is probably when you start to get into this. It's when the insecurities really hit. Let's say you go to 76. That's 60 years.
Okay.
So divide up that 225,000 by 60 years. It comes out to about $312 a month. And I went, that feels like a lot
That does feel
to
like a
spend
lot.
on. Now, this is just saying on their appearances. So I don't know if that includes clothing.
Right. And then if someone's
don't
getting a spray tan, if someone's getting nails
Hair,
done, like
so
I
I
don't
guess it
know.
could add
I
up.
guess it does add up. Yeah.
How
if
much
you-
was it? You said?
$300 a month. It's like $37.50 a
It
year.
feels like a lot. But you
So-
add in nails if someone you add in all the things.
But it says just face. It says only.
Well, it says
face.
a quarter of that going to their face.
Oh.
So doing the
I don't
math, that's like
know.
$75 a month going to face.
Okay, so men's skincare sales jumped 23% in 2022 compared to 2021. Okay, George, so we're talking about the ladies over here, which we've
About
had the
time.
pressure forever. Do you think guys are having pressure not to age their skin?
I wouldn't say there's pressure necessarily, but I do think they are targeting more of men's insecurities. It's more normal for men to care about how they look now. I think we can all agree on that. Over the last 20, 30
Sure.
years, it used to be like, real men don't care. And now it's like, there's beard oil, so even for the manly men. And so the marketing has gotten real aggressive. And so if you
Yeah.
go to Target now, the men's aisle just for men's skincare is insane. It used to be there was like one product. It was like,
Yes.
you want Nivea or nothing? Because that's your only
That's
option.
all you're gonna get, yep.
Now there's 1,000 brands and they're all like
Man.
muscle and grit. You know, it's all like they're really
Mud, dirt.
yeah, smells like mud and freedom. I'm like, I don't know who you're marketing to, but the person you're marketing to doesn't shop at Target for skincare.
Probably is not.
Okay,
gonna
they have
buy
a lifted
skincare.
truck somewhere and they're mudding right now, not worried about their skin.
That's
But,
right.
Yeah, I've seen this much more aggressively marketed with way more products, way more digital marketing. So my Instagram feed.
Yes, yes.
Do I fall for it? No.
Good for you, George. Stand the test of time.
I'm confident.
I know. It's just consumerism. I mean, it's just so, it plays into everything we talk about usually.
Yeah.
The comparison stuff and like, what am I looking like? What's the new standard? And it's crazy. I'm like, I don't know who is out there that sets the standard, but they're setting standards, right? Of like, this is what.
Yeah, I think
you
it's
should be looking
societal and it happens slowly over time and it's pressure from friends and billboards and all the marketing. I mean, think about it. We're marketed
Billboards.
to.
When's the last billboard you've seen?
Think about it. A lot of billboards try to target insecurities. Yeah. Like, were you injured in a car wreck?
I was like, billboards, I just feel like are like
I'm
lawyers.
like, I don't know.
and
Was I?
stuff.
Now that I'm thinking about it, was I injured
More
in a
like
car wreck?
social media, though.
For sure.
Online billboards.
With targeted ads,
Yep.
it's just so much
It's
more
everywhere. Okay.
intense.
So here's what's crazy, George. In 2030, the 50 plus age market will include about 132 million people. So people over the age of 50 are already responsible for more than half of the consumer spending in the United States.
Whoa.
Okay. So 50 and older, they're spending a lot.
So it's like Gen X and baby boomers.
Yep. And then they're
Okay.
expected to go up to 60% in the future because people are living longer. So
Wow.
again, no surprise that the anti-aging industry, it's growing.
Yeah,
It is
and
growing.
who better to sell this stuff to than the aging population? I mean, they got more insecurities than the 16-year-old. I don't know. It's all maybe a wash at this point. Everyone's insecure. Isn't that weird? Like, when you look back at a photo of you from 5 years ago and you thought you looked bad then, and now like, I wish I looked like that.
Yes.
That's how it is.
Totally, 100%.
So many people feel that way. So 10 years from now, longevity stuff will be everywhere, and investors and entrepreneurs know that. And here's the crazy part. They're dropping $5.2 billion in capital to invest in longevity companies and research in 2022 alone.
That's so interesting.
Wild.
It's so crazy.
So they know this is where the money's at.
Yep. And I just want to point out that they're very strategic about this, right? So they know where they're putting their money. People are going to buy this stuff. So they know what they're doing. So again, do these investors want to help people live longer? Do they just want to make money? And I think it's just a good question overall. As you're buying stuff and you're in your life and you're like, okay, yeah, we're buying whether it's anti-aging stuff or other consumer products, like there are companies behind these products and their goal is to make money.
Maybe there's some nonprofit.
But it does feel like a
De-aging
lot
companies?
of them are like, they're going after the target market, right? Of like, this is how we know that this is a huge industry and we're going to make a lot of money. So
And
just
people
remember
are
that.
more willing to spend than ever.
Yeah. So as a consumer, we have to remember that when we go and buy stuff, that there are companies that they know what they're doing. They've had strategies for years and years and years for you to get to that place to buy this product.
Well, and we know, I mean, common sense tells you that a lotion is probably not the key to longevity. It's probably things like, taking care of yourself physically,
Yes.
exercising,
Yep.
diet. We know. But it's kind of a shortcut to be like, well, if I can just kind of eat how I want and not work out and just use a lotion, I'll do
And
that
look
instead.
okay right here. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a lot like the financial products and the credit card industry. They want us to go like, hey, here's the real answer to your problem. It's credit card rewards. This is the answer.
Yes.
Not getting out of debt and living on less than you make and getting on a budget. Blah,
Yep.
Credit card rewards. And so it feels like they're kind of using the same
Yes.
marketing schemes.
The shortcut is a real thing, right? And with money too, I'm like, people that are in debt that we talk to, they're like, oh my gosh, should I do like a debt consolidation company and pay someone to get me out of debt faster, all of this. But when you realize you're the key to so much of life and success, whether it's with money or aging or health and exercise, all the things, like it's empowering to know like you have the ability to make change in your life. You don't have to depend on companies and industries to do it for you.
I was talking to our friend Dr. John Deloney, fellow Ramsey personality,
Yes.
about this topic. So I was like, hey, we're about to record this. What are your general thoughts?
Oh yeah, what'd he say?
And he basically, in short order, said, yeah, it's all a scam. And the real secret, based on all of the science and data that's coming out, is moving your body and exercising is the key to longevity and living longer and looking younger.
Yes, there was someone that I was talking to this weekend, and they made that point. And what did they say? It was like no amount of medicine, surgeries, like they named off like 3 or 4 things that people go after to make themselves healthier. None of that can be compared to, I'm going to say it because I don't, cardio. Of actually moving your body and getting your heart, the health of your heart, how key that is.
You know what
to health in
cardio is
general.
financially? It's being on a budget and living on less than you make.
Yes, it is.
Right? I'll
George.
cheers to that.
I'll cheers to some money.
And everyone's
cardio.
like,
I can do that.
If I can just put on like a little band around my stomach that can make me thinner, I'll do that instead. That's using the credit card instead of just
Yep.
living on less than you make.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
interesting.
Yep.
So some people say the longevity industry is trying to sell, quote, immortality. And they're pointing to pie in the sky dreams of crazy rich people to prove their point. Like a Tony Starkish billionaire, kind of an Iron Man vibe. There's a real guy out there, Brian
Yeah.
Johnson, who is spending $2 million per year to find out how we can slow down or reverse the aging process.
Oh my gosh.
Props to him. He's testing all kinds of treatments and therapies and to find the most ideal routines. And some of it's legit. Think about things like sleep habits, exercise regimen, diet, oral care. And it requires crazy discipline. So he's been doing this for 2 years. He calls it Project Blueprint. A little creepy. And to his credit, he shares all of his data and findings. He's not gatekeeping,
Yeah.
which I respect.
And so it's just about how to have a healthier life.
Yeah. But he's 45 and he claims that he's reduced his biological age by 5 years.
Oh, by doing all this.
That's
Very
impressive.
interesting.
Would you be in for that?
Yeah, I would want to know. Yeah.
If
the
it wasn't like
habits of that.
heebie-jeebie, if it was just like, hey, get more sleep and sunlight
I can
and
do
exercise.
the sleep. I can do the sunlight.
Good for you.
Check and check.
You're so impressive. I mean, they say,
no cardio.
What else can't Rachel do? She's so talented. And she's like, I can sleep. I can sunlight.
I can get in the
Very
sun.
impressive.
It's great. It's great. Okay, let's talk about the weirdest one, though, okay? So,
Oh, boy.
billionaire Brian recently made headlines for being a vampire when he tried a multi-generational plasma exchange with his father and his 17-year-old son. Okay, so this one wakes me out, George.
Oh, boy.
This is like a whole, like, it feels vampire. It's like blood and blood plasma stuff for aging. Do you get it?
I get it. I mean, his 17-year-old agreed to be a part of this experiment, and it was plasma donation. They weren't like sucking the blood like a vampire.
Yeah.
People
I
do
guess that's true.
plasma donations all the time, and
Yeah, I
it's
guess that's
safe,
true.
and it's possibly even beneficial to the donor. So it's an interesting concept. I think calling it a vampire treatment makes it a little more sensational for the headlines. But there is some growing research about the regenerative properties of platelets. Not to get too Bill Nye on you guys, but the platelets in your own blood and the blood of young people.
Yeah, so the vampire facial was made famous by Kim Kardashian, and it costs anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 for a full face and neck treatment. Vampire treatments are also used for hair loss. We're talking about hair. You need a full head
I
of
thought
hair.
you were pointing at me like I needed it.
No, but it's $1,000 a session.
Oh my gosh.
So so here I'm going to get really like...
And it's always like there's a
Girly on you.
series of treatments needed. A series of 3 treatments are needed before improvement may be seen.
I know. Okay, so there's a facial that the average, not like this crazy price, and you probably microneedling.
Oh, okay. I've heard about
So
this.
it's a thing. So it's like it's like this little like machine thing. I've done it, and
Does it, like,
does
open your pores?
teeny little
Like
little
acupuncture.
things. Yep, all over. But when you have like an open wound, is that you don't bleed really or anything, but your cells regenerate and you get like newer cells, which make your face supposedly
Is it like those
glowing and all this stuff. So it's the same idea,
it's like those
right?
fish
like
that eat all the dead skin off your feet? And those things are nasty.
Would you ever do
I
that?
saw one at the mall. No, because I read up on it.
If I was in Thailand, I
nasty.
would.
At the mall.
But I would not do it in
At the
Franklin,
Opry Mills Mall in
Tennessee.
Nashville, I walked by it and I was like,
Yeah, that's
And
gross.
people are doing this stuff.
I bet, yeah.
No
so
thanks,
anyways,
Tom
it's
Hanks.
this whole idea of like, I get it, but blood to blood, plasma to plasma, it's a little weird.
No. And Brian Johnson is not the first rich person to try to put the stuff to the test. 2015, LeBron made headlines for his full-body carbon freezing chamber. People thought he was crazy. I don't remember seeing this one in the news. Do you remember this?
No.
But to his credit, full-body cryotherapy is the rage. Have you heard about cryotherapy?
Is this with the steam? The Real Housewives do this.
You stand like in this chamber
Yep,
thing, and it's
yep.
freezing
And you got to
cold.
put like these mitts on, like these like
Yes.
oven mitt looking things in
and
your
it's
hands.
supposed to help with like inflammation and brain health
See,
and
I believe
joint
in that
pain.
stuff. People talk about in the book The Comfort Crisis about cold water,
Yeah.
plunges and all of that
That's
for
big.
lung capacity. Like there's a
Have you ever done a cold plunge?
yes, I
You've
have.
done it?
Once. Yep.
Would you do it again?
And I think I would if I like had like a facility to like go consistently. I think
There's a place. So Lindsay's husband Jordan has invited me to go with him to this
Very
cold
into
plunge
it.
place, and he's into it. Has he like? What are the benefits to him?
You have, if you do it in the morning, you have more energy. It almost feels like you're kind of being electrocuted. I mean, I feel like there's like skin benefits.
I mean, if
So, like,
someone
you have, like,
punched me in the
eczema
face,
and all
I
this
would
stuff-
wake up. You know what I mean? So like to say like it gives you energy. I'm like, well, yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying. There's like a lot of. I'm the wrong person to ask this question.
No, okay.
Because I don't remember all of them. But
So
there's
in
like
the-
a long list.
yes.
That's my thing. The longer the list, the less I believe them.
Not like
Because I've done these.
crazy, George,
Have you seen
but-
these float tanks?
Oh yes, my mom did these.
So I've done the float tanks before,
How's
and they're
that?
like, it will cure eczema, and it's so good for the skin and your mental health. I'm like, you're just in a dark tomb with silence. I think that's what's doing it for you. Is all the
seeking out the
sensory
noise and all
overload.
that, right.
You're floating. They have like 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt, so you just kind of float in the shallow little water
Yep.
and just chill and peace and quiet.
I know.
So
There's a lot
I
of
think
health
there is benefits to them. I think they're overhyped.
Now, how about a sauna?
Love a sauna.
Love a sauna.
And you know what? Our friend Dr. John Deloney did say, and he knows like really smart people. He was like, the data on saunas is legit, and
It's
that
legit, 'cause
actually does
Winston
have a lot
wants to
of
get a dry
benefits.
sauna
Let
because
him
you
do
can
it.
like get a corner one like in your garage or something.
Guess who gets to benefit from Winston's idea? Rachel.
Should I be a sauna? Help with my cardio.
You will be a sauna queen in no time.
It does so much for your skin and
yeah,
stuff too.
people say it. People
Well,
say it.
LeBron spends an estimated $1.5 million a year to take care of his body and stay in shape. What's your excuse, Rachel? What are you spending to take care of this temple? Now he makes like $1 bajillion a year. That's like me spending $100 on a gym membership. So
Yeah.
but that's pretty wild. If you had time and money, would you really dig into this stuff?
Yeah. I think I would. If I had time, time's my biggest. I mean, well, money is too, but like right now I could find money to do what I wanted to do, I think, like by reshuffling some things in our budget, but I just don't have the time. I don't have the time.
Who has the time
has
for
the
a 5-minute
time?
cold plunge? Are you kidding me?
What is
I've seen the
going on?
videos though on Instagram and TikTok of these guys getting into the cold plunge, and they're playing it cool. Like they get in, they're having a conversation with the camera. I'm like, I know deep down they're like, I want to get out of this thing so
This is so
bad.
bad. This is so bad.
Like I don't even know how they're breathing in there, but
I
it's
know.
impressive.
Yeah. Would you invest in all of these like technologies and stuff if you were like a billionaire? Do you think like
It's a billionaire.
you could look and see, okay, my investment would go far in this world?
No, I don't think I would care as an investment. I think
Yeah.
I would do it just because I want to see what could happen.
Yep, for your
But-
own self.
Yeah, but
you
I'm
wouldn't
not
put
like I'm going
money
to drop
into, like,
$2 million
companies
into the
and
future.
stuff. Yep.
I would just invest in mutual funds and index funds and call it a day.
Yep,
And
yep.
real estate.
I think that's good. I think that's good.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, George. Okay, so
What
I
can
think,
we learn from this?
I know.
If anything.
I think
If
I
anything.
think for me as a woman, the biggest thing you have to remember the comparison stuff and what they're selling you. Like they're going to sell you so much, and the pressure you have to feel of like, oh, I got to spend. And again, I don't think it's a right or wrong. I'm not a black and white kind of gal these days. Life is very gray, so it's not like don't do this. You got to do that. It's listen, if that's your cup of tea and that's where you want to go, because I have friends that love this stuff, and I'm like, go.
Yeah, out of all
But
the hobbies to be into, I feel like taking care of yourself is not a terrible
yeah, and
one.
have the money for it and do it for the right reasons. The motivation behind stuff I think is really important. So make sure that like there's a healthy motivation that you're doing it for you. It's not to keep up with something, right? So
Yeah.
and that's with all of your spending. I think that could be key. So
I'm with that. I think all spending should reflect your values, but the key here is your values with the right motive. And so if your
Yes.
motive is comparisons
Right.
and you're insecure, that's a bad motive. If your motive is, hey, I really want to take care of myself, and if that means, using an SPF sunscreen so that I don't look like a baseball glove later in life, that's a great motive.
good for you. Yeah. And let me say this too, George. Don't do it out of fear either.
Oh,
Because I do know people that like they want to like eat the right thing and don't have it's all this like very
Out of
fear
control.
based
Yeah.
because they're so scared they're going to get this or get that. And again, there's realities to everything, but also, I mean, I hate to be this person, but I've known people in life. It's like they're marathon runners. They do all this stuff and they
yeah.
get sick, right? And like it's not good.
Or,
so
it deteriorates their body as they run these Ironmans year after year.
that, but I'm just saying though,
that's-
like you can be as healthy as you can, but
Yeah.
like you can't control every aspect of your life. So like there is a level of don't let fear be the motivator either. You want to just be wise, be balanced in it, and have fun and eat Doritos.
Sometimes you just need to eat Doritos. But I do think like if it's important to you,
love Doritos.
include it in the budget. Make it a line item in the budget. Don't ever go into debt. Don't fall for the hype. Don't fall for ads. Do your research. Not enough people do their research.
Yep.
They just look at some fake reviews and go like, "All right, I'm going to buy this thing to try it out," and then move on to the next fad and the next fad. And lastly, I'll say exercise and diet. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor, but like that's the key. If you're not doing that first, then who cares about the creams and the lotions and the procedures? Take care of yourself.
Okay, I hear you, George.
I
Jeez.
feel like a angry parent.
I know, and I hear it all.
Put down the
I
Doritos,
know.
Rachel.
I know.
Okay.
I know. But sometimes you go through seasons. All right, George, it's almost the end of the episode, and we close
Thankful.
out every episode with
Guilty as charged.
where our producer Lindsay gives us a new guilty as charged question every week. And if we are guilty, we have to take a sip.
Have you ever spent over $100 on one skincare item or over $500 on a service?
Oh,
Spicy.
Rachel's in trouble.
Hold on, do I have my phone? Let me see.
$100 on a single skincare product?
Yeah.
I'm going to look.
I can
I'm going to every
confidently
dollar right now.
say no. I did do I went to like a skincare lady one time.
How much was the service?
I bet you I
what
can
was
guess
the
too.
service? Like price?
500.
Yes.
Wait, I don't know when that was. Hold on, let me think.
When was the
Here's what I
said
did.
ever.
I'll tell you what I did. That I think it was. I think it was more than 500. You ready?
Hit me.
Okay. Microblading. my eyebrows. So
That's over that?
How much is that?
yeah.
But is it permanent?
What are
Yeah,
they
it's permanent
charging?
for a year.
Oh, for a year.
So you they go in. Are you ready for this? It's
I'm
kind of
so nervous.
I know.
I've
Jeez.
always wondered what
I'm
has
so
happened.
shallow on this podcast. This episode is really not.
No.
It's not doing me well.
Listen,
but
that's shame you put on yourself.
All my treatments, I'm like, it's all out of convenience. So like PRK, I'll pay for it. So I don't have to do contacts. Eyebrows, I'll do it. So I don't have to film it.
Well,
Like,
it adds up over time.
I'll do it.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
you ready?
What do they do?
Okay. It's like a very. Oh God, it sounds terrible. It's a very tiny blade.
Okay.
And they go through and like cut very, very, I mean, it's like, it's not even deep to the skin that you bleed. Like you don't bleed. Like it's so small through your eyebrows and they'll shape them. And then they put like a dye across it.
To make it darker?
And you let it sit. Yep. And they wipe it off. So it looks like full filled in eyebrows.
And the dye in the slightly cut skin is what lets it seep in?
Yeah. And it's colored. Like it's like the color of my eyebrows. I have not
Wait,
gotten
what-
it done I haven't gotten it done in a year. So like
what
mine are not
color
great
are
examples.
your eyebrows normally?
Well, it's this color, but they'll make them thicker. So if you
Okay.
look at girls on Instagram, if you zoom in and there's like lines and it looks like hair, if they're really big, thick eyebrows,
So are
and they're
thick eyebrows
and they're
in?
older than 32, because when we were little, you plucked them to a teeny little thing. The Gen Zers have natural eyebrows, which is fantastic. They didn't go through
Good
that
for
season.
you. Must be
But
nice.
the millennials, we plucked eyebrows, and your eyebrows don't grow back, right, or
I
something
never
like.
did.
Yep. So,
What?
anyways, okay.
Are
I'm
you
done.
sure eyebrows don't grow back?
I mean, they do grow back, but it's not.
They do grow back.
They do grow back, but it's not at the.
If someone went to like just like a line.
You
don't-
did the
No,
line.
no, I'm saying like some people did. It's just like a line.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to go back. You hear the look on your face.
I'm just like, you guys are blowing my mind right now. Because you know those videos of like a big firebomb blowing up in someone's face while they're cooking or something and their eyebrows are gone?
Yeah.
It grows back. They don't look like that forever.
No.
No, but we were like the Christina Aguilera days, where like you would pluck. I mean, you would pluck a
So
thin.
thick
line.
eyebrows are in. We want dark,
Well, they're
thick
kind of
eyebrows.
going out. They were very in. Are they still in?
I can't keep up. This is exhausting.
I know.
I
I'm
don't
so
know. I
tired.
literally have never had my eyebrows
I keep
waxed.
my face timeless.
I've never had them on anything.
So
Congratulations on I don't know, destroying your face for science and beauty.
No, what am I? I don't do it even.
You
that
know what is
much.
my
I
life
feel like I'm
quote,
very
Rachel,
low
that I think you'll
maintenance.
appreciate?
Yeah,
Beauty is pain. Beauty is pain.
I say, yeah. I
You
think
know,
that's
you
fair.
got to do what it takes.
I think that's fair.
And sometimes
and
not
it's
fun.
off, and it's for convenience.
Sure. For convenience.
Cheers. So, George, what's
health.
in our cocktail here?
I would tell you, and I will. This is a Vesper that we're drinking, and it's one of your favorite drinks. It includes gin, vodka, Lillet Blanc, which is a French wine-based aperitif, if you will,
Yep.
and lemon peel.
What do you think about it?
It's very nice. It kind of tastes like if there was, you know, like the lemon LaCroix, if you did that, but with rubbing alcohol.
Oh.
But it's in a good way. In a good way.
No.
So it's kind of like it's
It
a
is
martini.
boozy.
It's boozy. It's got
boozy.
gin, vodka, so you get the aromatics from the gin,
Yeah. I
the
hear you.
juniper, if you
hear
will.
Yep.
What
I
do you
hear
think?
I'll
give it an,
Michael, the bartender. I think he did great.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm gonna go 9 out of 10. The temperature, I would have gone colder. They usually shake it in ice, and it comes out like really cold.
Real frosty. I mean,
So it
frosted
makes
glass.
it
We don't
makes
have that
it
kind
like,
of technology here. Okay.
Yeah. But Michael, you did great.
Great job. It's a great drink. I just prefer something a little more,
It's a lot.
yeah.
It's boozy.
Try this at home. We'll put the recipe in the show notes. And if you're wondering how much this might cost you, it's a nice drink. It costs $4.85 per glass, which is still, a third of the price.
Bougie is boozy, I guess.
Bougie is boozy. And that is a direct life quote, while mine is beauty is pain. So you can tweet either one out. We will not retweet them either way.
Either way.
So there you go.
Oh,
Give it a try.
all right, George. Well, you guys, if you don't want to miss another episode, make sure to subscribe, share an episode of this with a friend who may like it, and leave a review. We love the reviews. We love reading
love
them,
it.
and it helps. Yeah, and we'll see you guys, I guess, next Thursday on a new episode of Smart Money Happy Hour.
The clink gets better at the end of the drink.
Yeah. Very much so. Well done.